Hi, this is Ron with Smart Trucking. I want to come to you guys and give you some more advice about loads to stay away from. Um, a lot of times people seem to think that, you know, every load is a good load. And this is why I don't haul heavy loads. One, you got to realize that there's a lot of factors, rather, let me, back up. There's a lot of factors that goes into, making a decision on which loads you're gonna haul. A lot of times what happens is a lot of guys they look at, oh man, I got this load, it's paying X, Y, and Z amount of money, and but they fail to understand that you got to take into consideration, are you making money on this load, or are you losing money? Uh, I don't haul heavy loads for a number of reasons. I know I won't be able to get into it, through the whole video, but I'm just gonna give you as many pointers as I can why I don't. I never really cared for heavy loads. Um, Even as a lease driver, when I was driving for a company, I just didn't really care for them. It's just, when you're dealing with that much, heavy loads, 40 something thousand, 43, 44, 45. To me, you just got too many, or rather, let me back up. You're asking for too many problems, especially when you at the scale. Man, I've heard of some nightmares. I've had issues where I was in a certain state. The officer, put out the scales, and I mean, just started trying to rake me over the coal. And I said, after that, I'm done. I'm just, I try to stay under 40 and under, going forward. So a lot of the loads I haul, I generally 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25, 30, somewhere around up in there. Very rarely I made 37, but that's just my target. Reason why, case in point, when you're having to go through scales and all that, you're under that, under 37, you generally you ain't gonna have not one problem at all. Unless it's just the officer just pulling you in, trying to, just find a problem and trying to inspect your truck. But when you get over 40, I mean, them officers are gonna start nitpicking you, or your tandem slid in the right, or you're over on your drive axle, or you're over on your tandems, over you on your trailers. I mean, it's just so many problems that they're gonna start, trying to find. And so I just said, you know what, for me, I'm not, I'm gonna set a minimum weight, and I'm not going past that. So my target rate is under 40, and I can't remember the last time I've gotten even close to 40. And so, because you got to be careful, them brokers don't, they're not going to be the one that pay the ticket. They're not going to be the one, especially, like certain states. I'm not going to name any, but some states, man, you got to pay that ticket right there on side the road or at the scale house. Wherever they ticket at, you ain't gonna leave, and they will impound you. So one reason why I don't haul heavy loads. One, they put too much wear and tear on your equipment, especially as an independent driver. Two, they wear your tires out. Three, they cause you to burn too much fuel. Four, anytime you starting to get 43, 44, 45,000 pounds, you got to realize you're putting a lot of extra wear and tear on your truck. I don't know if you guys, when you may be like in the summertime, you got your windows down and you got to make a turn, you hear that trailer popping, clicking. You got to keep in mind you are asking for trouble with that amount of weight. And so I just made it a rule, a thumb, rule of thumb. I'm not gonna haul that much weight, that amount of weight anymore. And I just don't. I don't go past it. A lot of guys, and then you got to keep in mind you're burning a lot of fuel when you're pulling that kind of weight, especially if you're in and out the mountains and all that. That's a no go. So basically, you can have a low paying X, Y, and Z, but when you start tacking on all that kind of weight, you got to keep in mind. I mean, you're weighing on your brakes. I mean, you're weighing on your tires, you're weighing on your fuel, you're putting extra strain on your truck. I've watched guys, tear out they dry shaft, and I was like, man, you've been hauling a lot of heavy loads. Like, yeah, how you know? I said, I can tell. That's why, because anytime you keep on over a long period of time, it's gonna tear up your dry shaft. That's just without question. So that's why I stay away from heavy loads. It's more beneficial to haul lighter loads. You save on fuel, put less wear and tear and strain on your equipment, on your tires. I mean, it's just so many benefits, you know. And I found, to me personally, a lot of those heavy loads are just loads that where you're gonna always have a lot of issues out of. And so one of the things I find that when you have a lot of heavy loads, they're gonna tear up your equipment. And so I try to stay away from them. And so one of the things that's why. So to each his own. But this is smart trucking. To me, I don't find it smart at all trying to put all that weight on your truck. You're tearing up your truck, you're tearing up your trailer, and that's one of the reasons why I stay away from it, because you can you can say what you want. I've had brokers try to convince me to put that amount of weight. I said, look, man, let me tell you something. First of all, when I get ready to go to that mechanic shop, that mechanic is not gonna come down on his repairs. And if you do find one that's he gonna probably end up jimmying up your truck, jimmying up, gonna get you down the road and gonna break that, let you down somewhere. So no, I'm not finna put that amount of weight on my truck, because just say case in point, you get a load that say maybe going from here. I'm gonna just start a random state. Just say from here maybe to Kansas. Just say you're in Texas or you're in Arkansas, Louisiana. Say you get a load going up to Kansas. Just say maybe I'm gonna just start a number around about, maybe say $1,500. Okay, you overweight, get stopped overweight, and I've heard several stories, guys talking about how much they're paying overweight. Just say okay, that officer fine you about $500. So out of that 1,500, you done lost about 500 because you're overweight minus your fuel. So just say it take you about maybe about 300 in fuel to get up there. So you started out with 15. Just say the overweight ticket was about 5, fuel 8. So you're around about what? About $700 now into the load. That's all you got left. And so that's why I tell brokers, I say, look, I don't explain it to them, but I just tell them I don't haul that heavy amount of weight, because it's just too much that can go wrong. And it's just too much wear and tear on your truck, your equipment. And over time, you can say what you want, it's going to affect over time. It's going to put a lot of strain on your truck. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people. They just, well, I got a load, but they don't weigh the cost. They don't weigh the wear and tear that load going to potentially put on their truck. That's just like a lot of people want to get out here and haul all this bottled water. I had a guy telling me he was hauling 45,000 pounds, of water a day, a load a day somewhere. And all of a sudden he just started having mechanical issues. I said, hey, look, man, that water ain't no joke. And I've even seen stories where, beer, it would break your trailer. So cold drinks and all that. So that's why I don't haul heavy loads. It's not cost effective. And I don't, to me personally, I just don't find that is a smart way to do trucking. Uh, it's not enough money most of the cases in these heavy loads, and I don't care how much they're paying. I just don't want the hassle, because when that DOT officer pull you over and they scale you overweight or this and that, some of them guys, they're not gonna give you a break. Some of them, they ain't gonna even give you an opportunity to slide your tandems. Like in the state of California, they have a no slide rule. You can't even slide them. They got to be right when you come in and cross those scales. There are a lot of states that they're gonna write you whatever wherever you off. That's it. And so there's non-negotiable. And so that's why I say, look, man, save yourself some time. Stay away from them heavy loads. This is wrong with smart trucking. I'll be back with some more tips about doing trucking the smart way. Because remember, that broker, he's not going to pay that overweight ticket. Whatever you've committed to on that rate con, and that's it. When you get ready to start up that road and that load is overweight, and that DOT officer get ready to write you, it's going to be between you and that DOT officer and the federal motor carrier at that point. So look, stay away from heavy loads. To me, that's the smartest way to do trucking. Stay as light as possible, more efficient, save you a lot more time, easy to get up the road with, versus having to strain, put all that wear and tear on your truck. It's not worth it. Trust me, in the long run, you're gonna lose more. This is wrong with smart trucking. Go to my website, smarttrucking.biz, for more information while I help you be able to run your business more efficient. Bye.